One of the jobs that I'm going to tackle probably today is this drain right here. These drains, you can't see it very well. There's literally a shadow on top of it. Here, let's go down here. So, these drains that are next to pools, this right here. So, I figured there was going to be like a top cap that you just pop off and clean it out, right? Because as you can see, this is the low point between these two slabs right here. So see, that's the low point on that slab right there and right there. So you should be able to clean it out theoretically, right? Well, after prying around on the top of it for a while, see there's a seam right here. Tried prying the top cap off. Well, apparently it's one assembly. You cannot pry that off. And that is extremely frustrating. So here's what I figured out. So let's get some of this out of here. Okay, so basically all the water has been washing out to this point right here. Well, it's obviously going right here, so under the slabs and stuff like that. And as you can see, there's some light separation there to where we're gonna have to get the company back out here to re-jack this, right? So level it up, right? So I come over here and I'm like, okay. So this looks like a street 90, but it's not. As you can see, it is very crudely ground down to a thinner wall so it fits inside there. And as you can see, this is just one piece. It's one piece. There's no top to unsnap or anything like that. It's literally set in there as one piece, and I never would have expected that. I've never installed a drain like this or anything like that, but the problem is it's full. It's full of crap. And we have to get that out of there because water's been puddling on top of the concrete now during storms, because obviously it can't run out. And if it does run out, obviously it goes under the slabs and stuff like that. So this is a custom size. This is 1.25" PVC, and as you can see, it is not the same size. So they took this, which is 1.5 inches, and ground it down in order to make a custom size to fit in there. But I went ahead and went with 1.25 inches, I believe, right? Yeah, 1.25 inches on that. Schedule 40, nothing major. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a short piece coming out of here, a clean out tee, and this we couldn't find a cap that would fit snugly, so I just bought this 2-inch. It's a 2-inch cap, and it's just going to sit on there like so. It's a decent fit. I mean, it'll keep lizards and whatever else from getting in there, I guess, but you know, just kind of make it look a little better. But anywho, the whole goal of this is to dig a trench and bring it out where this hill starts to crest off right here or so. Because the thing is, we just gotta get the water away from the house and away from these concrete pads. It's gonna ruin it. It's gonna cause this to sink, gonna cause that to sink, everything. I also need to do something about this downspout here, because once again we got to get the water away from the house, right? Away from all the structures. So went and bought some PVC, but this isn't even a schedule 40. This looks like a schedule 20 maybe. It's real thin wall, almost like the piece that they ground down. So see this? If we put these side by side, it's really, really close. Now they ground this down so it would be like a kind of a snug fit inside there. Now it's going to be kind of haggard, but what I'm going to do is, this is looser than this. You know, you butt them up. There is a slight difference in diameter. Not a lot, but slightly. So I literally might just wrap some electrical tape or something around this in order to make it a snug fit. It's just a drain line, and you know, no pressure behind it. It's just, you know, gravity fed, nothing major. And then if push comes to shove, we could pull it out very easily, you know. So we'll glue in like the T-fitting, the clean out, and obviously the coupler, which is on the other end of it, to, you know, bring it out here. So we'll glue all that together, but that will be just a press fit. I don't know. I don't like the design of this. I can't believe they designed it like this. I mean, I'm sure there's reasons. Part of it is cost involved. I don't know if maybe it'll warp over time or something like that. Maybe the sun damage, heat. I'm not really sure. But it's a pain in the butt. And this is going to take a while to clean out. That's for sure. As you guys can see, we got it all laid in there. Joints, we got that coupling glued in and the T here glued in. Here's our fancy little cap that just, like I said, fits on there like so. Nothing too crazy. So it's kind of haggard, but I went ahead and did a bunch of wraps of electrical tape in order to make that fit snugly in there, but it doesn't really matter. We just want the water to be sealed and flow through this, because obviously you can see the top is open. So if it gets backed up, it'll flow out the top anyway. So it doesn't have to be super glued in fitment. And I want to be able to remove it down the line if something happens. And the thing is this soil here is so much different than where I come from. Super easy to dig because it's, you know, like 80% sand. And oh yeah, you like those? Yeah, those are nice, huh? New boot goofing. Just new boot goofing out here. So anyways, got some high spots to knock down because obviously we want the whole thing to be downhill. So as you can see, there is a high spot right here. I'm gonna knock down some more of that dirt. Actually, it's on top of a ground wire or something. I'm not really sure what that is, but gonna knock that down a little bit right there, so it's all downhill, because as you can see, it's slightly uphill there, and we do not want that. We want it to come out and then drain over the crest of that. I might go buy another piece to put on there. I'm not 100% sure on that, but at least we're over the biggest part of the crest of this. Like, here you go, you can see the grade right there. So we're about ready to backfill. I'm gonna take probably a brick or something, put it right there. Actually, yeah, I'll do that later. But next on the agenda, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna stomp some of this down, make it look nice. But I gotta start cleaning that drain out, which that's a long drain to clean out. And I'm hoping I can get it done with a garden hose. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I finally got it cleaned out. There's a little bit of sediment in there, not much at all, but a quick flush will get that out. Put our little cap back on there. like that. And then this, all this mud right here, this is what came out of that thing. So it was quite a bit of material. Now the reason I couldn't just stick a hose in the other end and flush it this way is because there was so much in there it couldn't get past the mud, you know. So I had to start here, rinse it out little by little by little by little by little, and just keep rinsing until I got to that end, and then I could stick the hose in there and rinse all that junk out of there. So it ended up working really well. I really wish that they made these a little bit differently, because what if that other end was closed off, man? I would have been sitting there rinsing that for like hours and hours and hours. But yeah, that's kind of nuts. But anyways, we got this. We got the runoff down there, so that will really help us out, because we don't want these pads sinking any more than they already have. We'll probably jack that up a little bit more. Next, we are going to have a little project here, something called a hillbilly hot tub. I don't know when I'm going to start on the hillbilly hot tub project, but now that it's getting close to fall, winter, you know, obviously that's something we're going to be thinking about. It starts out with one of these, just a cattle tank. It's got a couple of drains in it for a sink. I didn't put that together. Somebody else put that together before I came upon it. But I'm going to go ahead and probably end up getting started on that. It's going to go right there off that corner, because we got the shower right there on the left behind that fence, and then we'll have a hot tub right there on that corner. It should work out pretty well.